Hi, everyone. I am Lori McDowell, and I am the CEO of Reimagine You Strategies. I'm an author, a speaker, and a coach. And today I want to talk to you about the reinvention mindset, 3 steps to finding success in your soul. Do you want to feel more confidence? I know you can't answer me because it's a recording, but I'm sure you're saying yes. Do you want to feel empowered? Do you want to know that you are a success deep in your soul and not just a success on paper? I'm sure you do. I know I do. I'd like you to meet Lori. Lori and her husband owned a real estate company. They were very profitable and they had a good business. Lori had a beautiful house. She had a teenage son. And on paper, her life looked amazing. If you just saw Lori's life, you would think, I want that. But Lori wasn't happy in her soul. Lori was frustrated. She was exhausted. She felt like she was spinning her wheels. She knew she needed help, but she was afraid to ask because she felt like that made her a failure. Her relationships weren't good. She was always angry and frustrated. Her and her husband argued a lot. They weren't close. Her son was causing her trouble and she couldn't support him the way she needed to be. Lori wasn't living the life she wanted. She didn't feel like success. Lori took herself through the 3 steps we're talking about. And today, Lori's life is different. Her business is still doing well, but she's not frustrated. She asked for help, and her husband and her son gladly gave it to her. Today, when they spend time together, they enjoy each other. They do things that are fun. They spend time where they're really connecting. They're not just arguing. And their business is doing even better. You can have what Lori had. You can find success in your soul. I believe that success in your soul is possible for everyone. I believe we all deserve an amazing life full of possibilities and adventure. And I believe we already have everything we need. We just need to access it. I want to thank my host, Tiffany Cano, and everyone else involved in the Global Heart Activation. This is an amazing event. If you're participating, listen to all the other speakers. It's going to be great. And I want to thank you for watching this video, for being at this event, for wanting to improve your life. I'd like to share my story. Today, I'm a coach. I just wrote a book called The Reinvention Mindset, which will be out in May. I'm excited about it. I'm changing people's lives. I'm helping people find joy and find success in their soul. I have freedom. I have flexibility. My relationships are good. And I'm living the life I always wanted to. But it wasn't always like that. I'm a chemical engineer, and a few years ago, I was working in a corporate job. For a while, I thought I really loved the job. I had been there for 10 years. And then everything changed. My boss retired, and the new boss, he had different ideas. We didn't get along. I didn't like the way he did business. I didn't want to be there. But I had a great salary. I had good benefits. I had a son in college. I was like, I'll have to stick it out a few more years. Life had other plans. We had a sales meeting in Austin. Austin's about 4 hours from where I live in the Kingwood area. It was a 2-day meeting, and it was supposed to start that night. So I left my house about noon to drive to Austin for a 4:30 meeting with my boss. I got to the hotel about 4 o'clock. And when I went to check into the hotel room, the clerk said, I'm sorry, your room had been canceled. I figured it was a mistake, so I asked her to reinstate my room. I went up to my room until it was time for my meeting. At 4:30, I went to meet my boss in the conference room. When I got there, something just didn't feel right. My intuition was kicking in. My boss wasn't alone. There was another vice president in the room. And sitting in the middle of the table was his phone, and I could see that someone was on the phone. Suddenly, a voice from the phone said, "This is Angie in HR. You are being terminated. You will be paid until the end of the day. Turn in your laptop and company credit card." My heart stopped for a minute. Is this for real? Did you just make me drive 4 hours to fire me? I mean, who does that? That's crazy. My emotions were a mess. I didn't know if I should cry, scream. I wanted to hit somebody. I was angry and I was terrified. What was I going to do? I needed that job. I, I just, I was a mess. I felt like I was going to throw up. I was almost 60 years old and I had no job. I felt like a failure and I was embarrassed. I started that drive back to Houston. It was now 5 hours because it was rush hour. And for the first couple hours, my mind was a mess. I was in turmoil, thinking of all the things that are going to go wrong, all the bills I had to pay, all the people that were going to be laughing at me, talking about me getting fired. About halfway through the drive, something clicked and a thought popped into my head. I don't have to go to work tomorrow. I felt freer, lighter, happy. I don't have to go to work tomorrow. I realized that I didn't want that job. It wasn't my success. It wasn't what I wanted to do. I wasn't sure what I was going to do. I didn't know where I would find the money, but I believed that I could change my life. I made a choice to take control of my life, and I started on my new beginning, my reinvention. I always wanted to write a book, and now I had the time. I always wanted to have my own company, and now I had the time to start one. So I started my own company. I wrote a book. I started helping people, and my life is so much happier, so much more joyful. I'm living the life I desire, the life of my dreams. Enough about me. I'd like to talk about you a little bit. Have you ever felt like you're climbing up that hill, trying to get to the top of the mountain of success? You're working so hard. You finally get up there and you're looking around and you're not sure you want to be there. You don't even remember why you started that climb to begin with. But you're looking down at that beautiful water and it's blue and you want to be down there. But you're not sure how to get down there. You don't want to jump. The steep is high and the jump is scary. Well, I'm telling you, you can make that jump. You have a choice and it's worth it. Me, I was a chicken. I waited for a push. But I'm so glad I was pushed off because now I'm swimming in the beautiful blue water and you can do that too. I think I mentioned that I'm an engineer. So when I wrote the book, I met amazing people who took control of their life and did amazing things. And I looked at what it was that helped them do that. And I put it together into a 3-step process. D times C times B equals A. I love equations. D stands for discover. C stands for conquer. B stands for breakthrough. And A stands for an abundant life. So I'm going to take you through this process. The first step is discover. Discover is where you look at yourself and you find out what's truly important to you. You look at your goals, what you define as success, why you want to go where you want to go. What are your beliefs? And you look at your obligations. What's holding you back? What are your challenges? Who or what do you owe? And where do you need help? What do you need? And you put all this together and you say, do I really want to change? And from there, we move to the next step. I want to share a Discover story. We all have heard of Gloria Estefan. Back when her and Amelia were just starting their career, they got a record producer. And he said, I can make you famous. I can make you rich. I can sell millions of albums. You just have to do what I say. You need to sing in English because you're in the United States and there's a bigger market there. You need to get rid of all those drums, all that Latin sounding music. You're not really American enough for the US, and you're not really Latin enough for Latin America. So we need to get you more of a pop sound. And if you do this, I guarantee success. Gloria took his advice, and her and Amelia talked about it, and they thought about it overnight. And they told producer no, they weren't interested. They knew that no matter how much money they made, no matter how many records they sold, if they followed his advice, they wouldn't have success in their soul, in their hearts. They would be living his idea of success, not theirs. So they kept making the music they were making. They kept singing in English and in Spanish, and the rest is history. They lived their true values, and they got amazing careers. They discovered what made them happy, and they lived it. Discover is also the process of looking at what's holding you back. This is me over here. This is me today. I look pretty happy. I'm living a great life, and I'm really enjoying myself. This is me as a child, the chubby one with bad hair. When I was young, I was overweight. I had a terrible haircut back when straight hair was in style. I had a name that rhymed. My name was Lori Torrey. And I was really smart. I got straight A's. All of that was not success. It was a recipe for bullying. My nickname was Two-Ton Tory. I still had a good childhood. I didn't let it get to me. I had friends, and I just let the nickname and the bullying roll off my back. I figured I was okay. But it was during the process of Discover that I realized when I looked in the mirror, I didn't see this Lori. I saw this Lori, and it was keeping me from success. It was giving me self-doubt. It was keeping me from believing. I had to look at that before I could get on and find true success. After Discover is Conquer. Conquer is where we create the highest, grandest vision possible for your life because you become what you believe, in the words of Oprah. We look at what's holding us back. We look at our mindset. We look at our beliefs. We face and overcome our fears. I'd like to do a little exercise. I'd like you to look around you and in your mind, make a list of all the things that are blue. Could be something you're wearing, something in the room, hanging on the wall, even the blue of the background on these slides. Take another 10 seconds and get a list of as many blue things as you can think of. Okay, now close your eyes. No peeking. I want you to take a deep breath. Think about where you just were with your eyes open, but keep them closed. And make a list of all the green things that you can remember. Green things that you're wearing, that are in the room, that are hanging on the wall, even out the window. Picture those green things in your mind and put them on your list. Take another few seconds. Okay, now open your eyes and look around again and look for all those green things. Did you see them all? Did you see the letters on the slide and the green flower in your mind? They were right there in front of you. Our mindset is so important in how we see the world. When we look for blue, we see so many blue, but you probably didn't see all the green that was right there because you were looking for blue. When you looked for green, you found a lot of green. Our life is the same way in our mindset. When we look for the good, the joyful, the amazing, the successes, we find it. But when we look for all the negatives, all the ways we failed, all the bad things can happen, we find those too. We need to change our mindset and change the way we see the world to truly experience all the joys that are available. The last step of the process is breakthrough. Breakthrough is when we take what we uncovered in Discover and we utilize all the knowledge and the tools we learned in Conquer. And we put that together and we move into the action step. Breakthrough is where we get a true transformation. It's where we listen to our intuition. We all have an intuition. You may not listen to it. It's not a loud voice. It's not crying out. Our intuition is shy and quiet. We have to invite it to speak up, but it knows what it's doing. It's always kind and it's smart. So in Breakthrough, we learn to listen to our intuition. We learn to build our mental muscle. It's a process, but just like an athlete needs to work out, we need to build our brain muscles as well. And in Breakthrough, we integrate our conscious and our unconscious mind. We can teach our conscious mind things, but they don't stick. We can work with our unconscious mind that's protecting us and get it to let us go and help it let go. But if our conscious mind doesn't know what our unconscious mind is doing, it doesn't stick either. So to get permanent change, we need to integrate the conscious and the unconscious mind. As I mentioned, a lot of what we do in Breakthrough is activities. So it's hard to do them in a 20-minute recorded talk. But I want to give you something you can take away today. Our subconscious mind doesn't hear negative words. It doesn't recognize them. It hears the noun. So when you say, I don't want to be fat, the subconscious mind hears fat. When you say, I don't want to be poor, it hears poor. When you say, I don't want to lose, it hears lose. So we need to watch how we speak to our unconscious mind. We need to say, I am beautiful. I am smart. My life is full of wealth. I am strong. I am capable. I deserve great things. Change the language we talk to our subconscious mind, and it'll change what we manifest. That's a small part of Breakthrough. I'd like you to meet Marcia as well. Like me, Marcia was fired from a job she had for a long time, and she was terrified. She wanted to start her new business, but she didn't know how. She suffered from seasonal affective disorder, and she would swing between being depressed and being happy and then feeling negative and questioning and doubting. Then she'd get a little bit of joy again, and then she'd lose it. She needed help. She wasn't confident. Marcia went through Discover, Conquer, and Breakthrough. And when Marcia came out on the other side, she's full of confidence. She knows her business can succeed. She feels it in her heart. And when this happened, she started getting business. She started getting new clients. She also stopped being so affected by the weather, by the light, by the conditions. She now is joyful all the time. And when negative thoughts creep in, she knows how to overcome them. Marcia's living the life she desires, and she's looking for so much more. I'd love for you all to experience what Marcia did. I want to leave with this last thought. You are already everything you think you lack. We don't lack anything. Everything we need is inside of us, or we know how to get it. A beautiful life, a life filled with joy, success in your soul is available to all of us. Just have to make that choice. My motto is life is meant to be lived one crazy adventure at a time. And I hope you'll live your life with that adventure, a life full of joy, possibilities, and success in your soul. I'd like to offer you a couple free gifts. If you scan the QR code here, you can sign up for my 2 free gifts. You'll get a bingo card. I call it Reinvention Mindset Bingo. And it has a bunch of things that you can do fairly quickly to help you start on that positive path to reinvent yourself, to live a life full of success in your soul. They're easy things and they're fun. You can compete with a friend or just try to get a full card. And when you sign up, you'll also get invited to a masterclass where we can go into Discover, Conquer, and Breakthrough in a little more details. And we'll do a lot of exercises. It's about an hour and 15-minute class, and I hold it twice a month. So scan that QR code and get the free gift. And if you're a VIP, I have a VIP gift that is an 8-module online course. And this really gets deep into the process of Discover, Conquer, and Breakthrough. It won't have all the exercises because we can't do those recorded, but it will have all the learnings and it will really start you on your journey. So I hope you enjoyed the talk. Please sign up for your free gifts and have an amazing day. Love you all.